when I came up, I made them stacks. Never was warm in the city, so I had to get on the record to come blaze these tracks. And I'm all around here.
What's going on, guys? I got another 5th gen match here, an overused one, and I apologize again for the lack of uploads. I've been having a bunch of trouble with my AceKard, DS, internet, all that. I haven't had time. Finals are coming up. Well, here's a really good match that should make up for it. So this guy against this is a battle against Jason, a guy I found on Smokin' Wi-Fi Battle Finder, and he leads off with a Tyranitar. I lead off with Rotom. I go for Volt Switch, just trying to scout whatever he's gonna do and get as much damage as I can. Scout his set, you know. It does very little, probably like 15%, whatever that is. And I know he's like defensive, bulky, whatever. So I go into my Ferrothorn, seeing that damage as he sets up rocks. He switches out here, and I T-Wave just to see if he's carrying Lumberry or whatever. And catch the Skarmory on the switch in, get that paralyzed, I guess, pretty good. So I go for Leech Seed here, knowing that he'll probably start setting up spikes, and that'll put him on a timer, so he won't stay in forever, and if he does, I'll just keep sapping his health, which is fine by me. Because my team does not get hurt by spikes very much. So I set up my rocks here as he goes for a second layer of spikes. And keep getting Leech Seed here, so he's lost about 25% health. I switch out, not like I can't do much anymore, and I figured he's gonna switch here. So he goes for his 3rd layer of spikes, and he's gonna switch right after this. That's what I was predicting. So I go into my Rotom here, and sure enough, well, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but after all these after turn effects, he switches out, which I kind of predicted. He goes into his Gliscor, which he predicts me to go for the Volt Switch, which is a really nice play on his part. So now I have to hard switch out as he gets his Toxic Orb going. I go out into my Ferrothorn because I know that whatever he wants to do, Ferrothorn can take easily. And I can just set up Leech Seed again if need be. So he goes for a Swords Dance. And I believe I go for the Leech Seed here. Yeah, he taunts me. He taunts my Leech Seed, which is a good play for him. And since now that I know I can't do anything to his Gliscor, I just switch right out. I believe, yeah, I predicted the Earthquake during the at that time during the battle, and works out perfectly because Rotom has Levitate, so nothing happens. He switches out here as I don't know whether he predicted Hidden Power Ice or what. I go for the Hidden Power Ice as he switches in Reuniclus, which takes it really nicely. That's about, after leftovers, that's like 20%. So I'm gonna have to switch out because I can't do anything to this Reuniclus, and he knows that. So I send in a Blissey to render his Reuniclus useless because Blissey can wall every special attacker in the game pretty much. He goes for a Focus Blast here, whether predicting that or not. That was a good play. It does miss, which really sucks because I hate Focus Blast. It misses all the time for me. That would have got Blissey down to really low health, but I'm at health now after all that spikes and Stealth Rock damage. He switches out as I go for a Soft Boiled to regain all that health back, get up to full, so next time I switch in, I'll have decent health from all those hazards and all that. And after all of these after turn effects, yet again, I switch out, going to my Rotom here, predicting either a Taunt or a Earthquake. He goes for the Taunt. My Rotom doesn't mind that really because it's Scarfed and only has one non-attacking move, which is Trick, and there's no point in tricking a Gliscor because it has Toxic Orb. So I go for the Hidden Power Ice here, and once it gets late game, people start to overpredict quite a bit. So I knew he predicted me that I would predict him to switch out, but I overpredicted that, I guess, and I went for the obvious Hidden Power Ice, which easily takes out the Gliscor, being 4 times effective. He sends in his Terrakion here, and I kind of want to scout the set, just leave my Rotom in, because after Sandstorm and Rocks, it'll die anyway. So he goes for a Stone Edge, which hits and takes me out, and I didn't see Life Orb or Air Balloon or Leftover, so I'm assuming he's banded or scarfed. So I go into my own Terrakion and coax him into a either a close combat or switching out, knowing that, proving the fact that he is banded / scarfed. And he switches out on my Terrakion, so I'm pretty sure he's banded at this point. I go into Gengar to take the predicted close combat, just in case. He goes in Reuniclus to take the predicted close combat, and that's a good matchup for me since I have Gengar. So I go for the substitute here, just scouting out the Reuniclus set, seeing more what he can do. Recover some health from Black Sludge. He recovers leftovers. I go for substitute again, predicting him to predict me to go for a disable, but I'm pretty sure he's just going to keep spamming Psychic at this point. So my health's getting lower. I'm at 100 health, and leftovers or Black Sludge is being canceled by Sandstorm, so I think it's time to try the disable, and it works perfectly. So his Reuniclus is now rendered useless because he has no moves to hurt me. So I know that, so I get a free sub now after I disable his Psychic. He switches out, goes into his Skarmory, and I'm going to hit him with a Focus Blast here next turn, as I predict him to either Whirlwind me out, Roar me out, or go for the Brave Bird and take out my sub. So I land the Focus Blast, and it does reasonable damage. That's pretty good damage. Takes him down to red from about 50%, and sure enough, he just phases me out with Whirlwind. And it brings me into probably the best option, my Dragonite. So I'm not going to over-predict. I figure he won't switch out because he's paralyzed, he has low health. Excuse me. So I go for the obvious Fire Punch, and I am a banded Dragonite, which is easily going to take it out no matter what. So he makes a good place and comes in with his Terrakion here, knowing, I'm pretty sure he knows that I'm banded, and he goes for the obvious Stone Edge, but I predicted him to over-predict going for a Stone Edge and have him either go for a close combat or just send in my Gengar's fodder, and he misses a Stone Edge on my Gengar, but Sandstorm takes me out, so it didn't matter at all. So I send in Terrakion here, knowing he's locked into Stone Edge. At this point, I'm 99% sure he's banded, so I make the kind of risky move going for a Swords Dance, because I know I'm faster than the rest of his team already without any boost, which is Reuniclus, Heatran, that Terrakion, and Tyranitar. So I go for a Rock Slide. Thank God it doesn't miss, because I switch that from Stone Edge because I hate Stone Edge because it screws me over all the time. He goes for a Psychic, takes me down to yellow health, and I was praying that I could hit this next Rock Slide and that it would kill, since Reuniclus was at half health, and sure enough it does. So I'm looking pretty good right now. He sends in Terrakion, which will die to a close combat because I'm faster. Since I believe I run Jolly, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I won the speed tie. I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't remember if I'm Jolly or Adamant, but I take him out with close combat. He sends in his Heatran, which he has not sent in this whole game, and I'm going to outspeed it because it's probably like the specially defensive variant, and that easily does to a close combat. So Terrakion is doing work here and gets a 4 Pokemon sweep kind of thing. And I go for a close combat +2 stab. 4 times super effective against his Tyranitar, which will easily take him out. So I think that was a pretty good game. That's probably one of the best games I've ever had for Black and White. I know most of you guys won't think it's that good, but yeah, that's a decent game for me. Like I'm happy with it. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you enjoy it, please leave me a comment, thumbs up, all that, and see you guys later. Bye.